Hi, welcome to the West Virginia Water Festival curriculum. My name is Tommy Bergstrom and I work with the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection. There I serve as the Project WET and Western Watershed Basin Coordinator. Welcome to today's mini training session. Today we will cover some Zoom housekeeping if you're not familiar with Zoom, an overview of Project WET and water festivals. We'll dive deep into our West Virginia Water Festival curriculum and show you some additional resources that we have available to you. At the end, we will have time for questions and comments. If you are familiar with Zoom, then you can tune out for this section. If you are new to Zoom, though, there's a couple meeting controls I just want to point out. Number one, this is being recorded, and you can see that from the little red dot at the top of your screen. This will last approximately 20 to 30 minutes. During the presentation, if you can mute your microphone in case there's any background noise, that will ensure that everybody can hear clearly. As far as your video, you can turn that on or off by clicking on this icon, and that is up to you. And throughout the presentation today, please feel free to utilize the chat box and freely communicate in it. So Project WET stands for Water Education Today, and it is an international, interdisciplinary water science and environmental education program. And we want to work with educators of all sorts, all across the globe. And in West Virginia, I work with those educators because I'm the coordinator for our state. And as you can see, we have very many beautiful rivers and streams, and we have educators, of course, speckled throughout our state. And so I'm very fortunate to be able to work with those folks. Our mission is to advance water education, to understand global challenges and inspire local solutions. And that's very important, is that we want to see that local component. And we envision a world in which action-oriented education enables every child to understand and value water. And this will ensure that we have a sustainable future. We achieve this mission by publishing water resource education materials, such as our kids' books here. We also provide trainings for free in West Virginia to educators at all levels. We have multiple trainings. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can always send me an email and I'll be happy to provide that information to you. We organize and inspire community water events such as water festivals, and that's one of the main things that we're going to be talking about today. But one thing that we really do that I'm very proud to be part of is that we build a worldwide network of educators. We have water resource professionals, we have scientists, advocates, pretty much anybody who wants to talk about water is in our network. And so we have a very extensive network that we can work with to solve these complex water issues. So let me give you a quick overview of water festivals if you're not too familiar with them. These are educational outdoor events. They're held mainly for 5th graders, but sometimes we include other grades such as 4th. They are planned at a community level. That means we don't come into an area and host these without somebody from the local community reaching out to us saying, hey, we want to see this happen. And while these are grounded in water science principles, the festivals also promote a multidisciplinary approach. So we try to loop in some social studies, some geography, math, language arts, art, and journaling. So any of the other subjects, we try to pull those into these learning stations as well. We do have a West Virginia Water Festival planning guide available on our website, and I'd be happy to send that to you if this is something you're interested in learning more about and hosting in your local community. At these different learning stations that the students rotate through, they're all led by water experts. So we have pulled different water experts throughout different fields, and sometimes they're even just Project WET certified educators. And they have these different interactive learning stations, and we generally follow the same topics, but we are always open to include different ones depending on the area that we're working in. These different learning stations may include the water cycle, groundwater, springs, water quality and monitoring. This may include also macroinvertebrate bugs, wetlands, water management, water conservation, exploring water properties, soils, and more. So we have these water festivals at a community level at different areas across the state. In 2018, we were able to reach about 2,800 students. Now, I work in Charleston, so you can see that we have a lot of our events close to where I live. But as we've expanded our network and our partners, we are able to reach even more students. And so we have expanded out into some different counties. And in 2020, we had intended to expand out to at least 2 new counties, which was really exciting. However, due to the coronavirus, of course, all of our events have been canceled. And in 2021, we are not sure exactly what that's going to look like yet. So we are glad that we went ahead and had started working on the West Virginia Water Festival curriculum. This curriculum is something that we planned to use before the pandemic came along, and so we've just adapted it now to our current situation. This curriculum was developed by the New River Gorge National River and by West Virginia Project WET. This was developed to prepare students for an outdoor educational experience at a water festival. We have now adapted it to our e-learning times. It's designed to teach students about water resources, their local resource, but also worldwide resources. And it allows students to develop an understanding of the importance of water, how it moves, how it's managed, and how it is used throughout our natural systems. Within our curriculum, we have 7 different water-focused lesson plans. And the first one is, why is water important? We strongly suggest that you do this one first before moving on to any of the other lesson plans, just to establish a foundation of knowledge. The second one is water movement. So it discusses how water moves through different states of matter, and it leads into a discussion of the water cycle. Lesson plan 3 is, how much water do I use? This looks closely at conservation and how students use water, and they actually get to calculate how much they use in their daily life. Lesson plan 4 is all about watersheds. So they will investigate their local watershed and then see what larger watershed they are part of. Lesson plan 5 explores some of the aquatic life that we have in our river systems, and this is an area that they call home. Lesson plan 6 investigates stormwater. So if your school is located in an urban area, this would be specifically suited for you. And lesson plan 7 investigates non-point source pollution. And this is a type of pollution that my group at DEP works very closely with the public on. So we are trying to spread the word about non-point source pollution. All these activities tie into each other. And again, you just want to make sure you start with lesson plan 1, and then you feel free to move on from there. Each lesson plan has a warm-up. It has an activity with step-by-step instructions. It has a wrap-up and extensions. So if we dive in a little bit closer, every single lesson plan within it also has an instructional video. These are pre-recorded videos that allow the students to walk through the activity without the teacher conducting it. The teacher should be there to help and answer questions and facilitate a discussion, but these videos are ready to go. They are led by 4 different water professionals, and they can be used for e-learning. And that's really one of the main reasons why we created these videos, was we had e-learning in mind. Each lesson plan includes online quizzes through the Quizzy app. And within this app, there are 2 different options. You can have your quiz as a live option, so all students would be participating at the same time, or you can have it where they participate at different times by assigning it as a homework option. We have these already created for you within the lesson plan, a pre and post quiz. We also have YouTube videos speckled into each lesson plan. And this is just to break up a little bit of them hearing the instructor talk, also provide them a little bit additional information. And these are already incorporated into the instructional videos. Each lesson plan also includes standards, and we know this is important for our teachers to make sure that the work they are doing is matching up with their learning objectives. So we have these listed in Schoology. They're also listed on the lesson plans. And if you need more details about any of those, a much larger PDF can be provided to you. There are also resource pages that are referenced in some of the activities, and these are included in the lesson plan as well. So they may be game boards, reference pages for discussion, or student pages. All of these are already included in the lesson plan. And one thing that we really like is that we put extensions on every single one of these lesson plans, so you can go a little bit further with them. These extensions were meant to mimic what would be learned at an in-person water festival event. So until we can have them again, please refer to the extensions at each one of the lesson plans. And most of these have a nice online extension using our discoverwater.org website. This is a free website that is available for you to use at any time, not just within the lesson plans. We also have flash games, we have activity sheets, research projects, and other things that are included as extensions. So depending on if you're in a classroom or if your students are still online, you can select whatever extension will work best for you. We think that reading is really important as well, and so we did include a reading corner. So we have a book suggestion on each lesson plan that is meant to enhance the students' learning experience of the activity. So that is the West Virginia Water Festival curriculum in a nutshell. So you might be wondering, how can I access these materials? So after our session today, I will email you the access code for the Schoology group or the course, depending on how you are logged in. It is called the West Virginia Water Festival curriculum. So if you already have a Schoology account, I will send you a code, and all you're going to do is click join groups, and I'll send these instructions in the email to you. You're going to select my groups, click join group on the right. You're going to enter the access code and then click join. Now, if you do not already have a Schoology account, there's a different route that you have to take due to recent updates from Schoology. So if you do not have a Schoology account, you will need to access the materials through a course. You will need to sign up to Schoology with a student account. So you click sign up and student. You're going to enter the access code that I provide to you, and then you would click register. And then immediately after that, you will see the West Virginia Water Festival curriculum, and it's both under recent activity and under course dashboard tabs. So you can find it there. Once you have found the curriculum, this is what it will look like. So each lesson plan is listed here, and it has a PDF with the lesson plan in it. It has a pre-recorded instructional video, the Quizzy links, and the YouTube video links. These are also all included in the PDF lesson plan, but we also have those links provided just in the folder on Schoology for you. Also, you can utilize this group or the course to see updates and discussion. So you can communicate with fellow educators and directly with me. There's some additional resources that I'd like to cover as well, just to let you know that they are available. We want to help out our teachers as much as we can right now. So let me tell you a little bit about the New River Gorge National River, our West Virginia Water Festival presenters, and some of our other programs. So first off, with our West Virginia Water Festival presenters, we include presenters from many different state agencies, from watershed groups, retired educators. We just have a really large network that we utilize for these events. So if there's a certain topic that you need a presentation on to your students, you can feel free to reach out to me and we will try to connect you to the right person. Presenters may be from the Department of Environmental Protection's Youth Environmental Program, Watershed Improvement Branch, the Watershed Assessment Branch, the Division of Air Quality. We also utilize presenters from the Division of Forestry's Project Learning Tree Program, the Division of Natural Resources Project WILD Program. We utilize utilities such as West Virginia American Water and 4-H Extension Services through State University or WVU. This list would also include many different nonprofit watershed organizations and city municipalities and waterworks. And I really want to point out our Youth Environmental Program coordinators. We do have 6 of them across our state. So if you want to take a moment and look at your county and see the name of the coordinator for your county and kind of jot down either their phone number or their email address. These folks present at all of our water festivals. They have many programs within their program that they could share with you. And they are a lovely network to be part of. So I would encourage you to reach out to them if you are not familiar with your youth environmental program coordinator. At DEP, we also have a really nice YouTube channel developed. It's called Environment Matters. Within Environment Matters, we have this West Virginia DEP in the classroom environmental education resources. There's many other resources within our channel here, but I would really encourage you to check out the DEP in the classroom. There's also videos on careers if you'd like to expose your students to different careers. At Project WET, we have developed a distance learning website. On this website, which is listed here at the top of the slide, there are several different activity modules. These are virtual lesson plans already created that you can assign to your students for them to work through. You can do it as a classroom as well if you would prefer that. We have them situated for either elementary and middle school and high school, and we even have some options for pre-K and lower elementary. At the New River Gorge National River, they have several different education programs. So I'm just going to mention these to you. And then if you have any additional questions, please reach out to Ranger Mark Bollinger for more information. And his phone number is 304-640-8731. So for 2nd to 3rd grades, they have an education program for landforms in the New River Gorge. This has 7 different lesson plans in it. For the 5th grade, they have partnered with us with the West Virginia Water Festival curriculum. For 7th through 8th grades, they have 6 units on watersheds, the importance of water, water quality labs, non-point source pollution, and they even have a field trip that they do with the students. 7th through 9th grades, they focus on climate change, and they have 10 different lesson plans within that curriculum. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me. Email is probably the best since I am still working from home. And I would encourage you to check out these different links and follow us on Facebook. Check out our projectwet.org page, our DEP page, and of course that free live interactive learning at discoverwater.org. Thank you for your time today.